What's up, everybody? Check out this guy. Last week on the channel we did picture perfect chicken legs. I figured this week I better follow up with a whole darn chicken. So that's what we did. I threw a twist on it. Stay tuned, I'll show you how we did it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the patio. Today on the channel we're doing chicken. Now, we've done a lot of chicken on the show. This will be the last chicken for a little while, but it's Sunday. I'm doing some for the week and figured I would shoot a video for you real quick on it. We're gonna do beer can chicken. I have not done that in years, literally. But I pulled out the Yoder. We've got some hickory pellets in there. We're gonna do a beer can chicken with a little bit of a twist. And before we get started with that, let's get our beer can juice holder, whatever you want to call it. This is actually from Big Green Egg. Only Big Green accessory or anything I've really ever owned, but I saw this in the store. And the one thing I like about this is that number one, it's got a very flat bottom, but number two, and most importantly, it's very, very wide, which means we can get a lot of heat into our beer that'll help simmer it and give a little flavor, a little moisture into the meat. We don't have to put as much beer on there, so it'll be able to spread out rather than it being real deep and it taking a little bit longer to heat up. So what we're gonna do, doesn't take that much. You can use whatever beer you want. I'm just using a Miller Lite. Something light. I don't want it overpowering my beer. If you're really into your beers, you may want to use something that's a little bit more hoppier, got some flavors. But the one thing I'm going to do here is we're going to put in some of this Mojo Creo. This is like a Spanish seasonings, really. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to use this to get some of the flavor on the inside of the meat, because we're going to do something special with this later on. But most importantly, the first thing that you want to do is you want to get this up to temperature. So let's throw it on the Yoder here. I'm going to let that guy get up to temperature, and what happens there is that way when you put the chicken on there, you don't have this cold liquid going up the inside of the chicken, keeping it cold. Right? We want to get some even cook, so that way we'll give it a head start. But what we're going to do here is we're going to season this guy. And today I'm using some Kettleman's Ranchero. Really like this seasoning. It'll go well with what we're doing with the sauce on the outside. I just pulled this guy out of the package. It's just organic chicken from Costco. I'm going to give it a little bit of oil, and this is just to help the seasoning stick on the outside. But first, what we want to do is we want to go in here, loosen up the skin, because we want to be able to pull this back and get a little bit of seasoning underneath. And what I'm trying to do here is not really tear the skin too much. It's going to happen a little bit, especially if I want to get down to the legs. But I'm going to be able to drop some in here nicely. Get down into the breast, or I'm sorry, to the thigh. We'll be able to dump a good amount in there and give this guy a good season. And just take your fingers in there and try and rub it around the inside. I mean, if you don't care about the skin or whatever, and you just want to rip it, you can just put it back and no problem. But I'm just trying to keep it intact a little bit. So I'll rub it around with my hand, a little bit on this side as well, a little bit inside for good measure, and then we'll do the outside. Give this a quick spray on the other side. And really, I'm just using that as a binder to get something to stick. We're gonna cook this at 350 today, so we're gonna cook it hot. Like I said, there's hickory pellets in there. When you're happy with it, just pull the skin back. And that's about it. Give yourself a good coating, don't be shy. You can pick this up at bbq.com if you want to know where to get it. It's a great seasoning. Got a good mix of spices in there. So what we're going to do now is that's going to take, probably another 5 minutes or so just to warm up to where I want it. So I'm going to throw this back on my bowl here and throw this guy back in the fridge, let the seasoning soak into the meat, and then we'll get her on. Our beer is up to about 110 degrees. Didn't take long, just less than 5 minutes. Let's pull that guy out. Now, one thing, I'm using cotton gloves underneath the black gloves. That way I've got a little bit of heat protection for my hands. Highly recommend you get some cotton gloves. Just makes life a little easier. And all we're gonna do here is put this guy over top. There we go. All right. So the other thing you want to do here is we want to tuck back our wings, keep them nice and close. Just turn them and tuck the end right behind it. That way they stay nice and tucked in. So we'll get our bird centered here and we'll get it on the grill. So we're just going to put that in the middle of the grill. It's going to take a couple hours. Nothing left to do now, just let the Yoder do its job. Just want to give you a quick look. We're just over an hour in. Looking good. Skin's getting a little crunchy. That's what we want to get out of it. You can see there's a little bit of steam coming out from the beer and the seasoning on the inside. So it's doing its job. Probably another half hour we'll check on it. It's at about 1:49, so we've got a little bit of time left to go. All right, so total time's been an hour and 45 minutes. Chicken's looking great. It's up to temperature now. What I did is I moved it over just for the last 10 minutes or so, so it's right close to the vent. That way all the hot air's got to go across it. Got some good crunch on the skin. Now we're gonna make it look pretty. So what we're gonna do here, if you saw the wings, or sorry, I called them wings the entire video for some reason, but the chicken legs in the last video, I used this Killer Hogs barbecue sauce. I love the color of this. It's got good flavor. But like I said in the beginning, this could be a little bit of twist. So we put some Mojo Creo in our beer to give it a little bit of some Spanish spices in there. I don't even know what's in this. Got orange juice concentrate, water, salt, lemon juice, garlic, onions, and spices. It's delicious. It really is. You can marinate chicken in it. But what I really like to do, now remember, this is a thin liquid, so you don't want to thin down your sauce too much, but this will give your sauce an amazing flavor. And give this a really good mix, get that incorporated in there. And get it to a consistency that you want. It's still a little thick, but it'll run down the chicken nice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull out that probe. Now we're gonna just take this, give that a minute to tack up. Before I forget, we'll give this a quick turn around, make sure we can see the other side of it. As I expected, we missed a little spot. And we're just gonna let that sit for just a minute or two, just to help let it tack up. I mean, obviously, once we pull it off to cool down, it's gonna tack up even more. But I wanna make sure we've got some good color on it before we pull it off. All right, so we've gone ahead and given the back a second coat. Turn it around one more time, do another coat on the other side. Now this right here, this is exactly why if you've got a Yoder or pellet grill or whatever, even if you're doing this on a different style of grill, I've got aluminum foil underneath so that way nothing's getting all over the grill. A lot of sauce dripping off on the bottom. Now, you don't have to use as much sauce as I'm using. Obviously, I'm going to take a picture for a thumbnail, probably some Instagram shots, so I want it looking as good as possible. So I'm going through a little bit of extra sauce, but really a nice coating on the outside is all you need. We'll give that a minute to tack up, and then we'll pull it off to cool. All right, he's done. Looking delicious. Let's pull her off. All right, she's definitely looking delicious. Just gotta let that cool down for a little bit. See if I can turn that around. Hardest part is always waiting. Give this a cover up. I'll see when it's time to try it. All right, so the moment we've been waiting for. It's been resting a good 10-15 minutes. Looking good. I knocked a bunch of the sauce off. Man. You can really taste the Mojo Creo inside of it. We put that in the beer inside, and I'm surprised it really came through the meat that much. I mean, obviously there's a bunch of barbecue sauce, but it's got really good flavor throughout all of it. A lot of times, you know, you season, marinate chicken a little bit, and the outside of it's got the flavor, but there's nothing on the inside. I mean, that right there, that's pretty darn good. I'm gonna lie. I took a lot of pictures of this guy, so the skin kind of softened up a little bit, but it was crispy when we pulled it off. I got no complaints. I mean, you could take this, chop it up, use it for like pulled chicken into a sandwich or something like that. Salad, or what I'm going to do is I'm just going to devour it by itself. That's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get future videos. I'll be doing another one next Saturday. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.